welcome to Jambo Safari Media. This is Jambo News with me, Tracy Wambui. Let's take a look at what we have on our headlines. Hollywood shaken as earthquake hits North Hollywood during Oscars after party. Adventurous Pacific dream turns to nightmare. Australian Navy rescue rowing hero from cyclone. Heartfelt farewell. Morgan Freeman remembers Gene Hackman at the Oscars. The Golden Arm. James Harrison life-saving legacy for millions of babies. Belfast bold move €1.6 billion missile deal to strengthen Ukraine's defense. The disappearance of Jocelyn, a mother's betrayal in a heart-wrenching trial. You know how sometimes you're trying to plan a party, but everyone keeps arguing about the date? Well, imagine that, but on a much bigger scale. It's happening in Guinea-Bissau, a small country in West Africa, and it's all about who gets to be the president. Guinea-Bissau has been trying to hold elections for a while now. The last ones were supposed to happen last November, but the president, Umaru Sissoco Embalo, decided to postpone them. He's saying he wants more time to get things ready, but the opposition is saying he's just trying to hold on to power. To try and help, a group called ECOWAS, which is a club of West African countries, sent a team to Guinea-Bissau to figure out a solution. They went to meet with the president, other politicians, and even ordinary people to try and find a way to hold fair elections. But it seems like the president wasn't too happy with the team's suggestions. He threatened to kick them out, and they ended up leaving Guinea-Bissau before their mission was complete. The whole situation is a bit of a mess. It's a shame that the ECOWAS team couldn't help resolve the situation. Now, it looks like the Guinea-Bissau is headed for even more uncertainty. Hopefully, the president and the opposition can find a way to work together to make sure the elections are fair and peaceful. Meanwhile, let's take a short flight to Hollywood. You know how the Oscars are all about glamour and excitement? Well, Mother Nature decided to add a little bit of drama to the night. It seems like the Hollywood just couldn't get enough of the spotlight, even after the awards ceremony. And this time, the spotlight was on a little something called an earthquake. While stars were celebrating their big win at the Vanity Fair after party, a magnitude 3.9 earthquake struck North Hollywood. That's just a few miles from the Dolby Theatre where the Oscars took place. Imagine, you're sipping champagne, chatting with your favorite celebrities, and suddenly the ground starts shaking. People reported feeling the tremors across Los Angeles, with buildings swaying like they were dancing in a disco. Thankfully, there were no reports of injuries or major damages, so it seems like the Hollywood lucky charm was still working overtime. But just think, if this happened during the ceremony, we might have seen some really interesting acceptance speeches. Well, it looks like the Hollywood is just as unpredictable as the Academy Awards themselves. Well, I guess even the biggest stars can't escape a good old-fashioned earthquake. But hey, at least it wasn't a tsunami, right? Maybe this is a sign that even in Hollywood sometimes, things are just a little bit less glamorous than they seem. Maybe the earthquake was just a little taste of the excitement to come for the next year's Oscars. Picture this. Imagine rowing across the entire Pacific Ocean all by yourself for months. That's what Aureus Marcus was trying to do, a real-life castaway story. He was rowing from San Diego to Australia, but then bam! A huge storm hit him. He was stuck, alone, and in danger. Luckily, the Australian Navy came to his rescue. Aurimas Marcus, a Lithuanian adventurer, set out on a daring journey to row across the Pacific Ocean. He was attempting to join a very small club of people who successfully completed this incredible feat. After months at sea, he was just days away from reaching Australia when a cyclone hit. He sent out a distress signal and the Australian Navy responded. They found him stranded and brought him to safety on a warship. He's now getting medical attention and will be taken to Sydney. It's amazing that Oremus Marcus was able to survive out there for so long, but it's also a reminder that even the most experienced adventurers can face danger. It's great that the Australian Navy were there to help him in the first place. The story shows the incredible human spirit and the importance of being prepared for anything. So, you know how the Oscars are a big deal, right? Well, this year it was extra special because they honored a legendary actor, Gene Hackman, who passed away recently. He was known for his tough guy roles in movies like The French Connection and The Unforgiven. But get this, he was also a really good guy, according to his friend Morgan Freeman, who gave a touching tribute. Let's take a look.
Well, this week, our community lost a giant. And I lost a dear friend, Gene Hackman. I had the pleasure of working alongside Gene on two films, Unforgiven and Under Suspicion. And like everyone who's ever shared a scene with him, I learned he was a generous performer and a man whose gifts elevated everyone's work. He received 2 Oscars, but more importantly, he won the hearts of film lovers all over the world. Gene always said, "I don't think about legacy. I just hope people remember me as someone who tried to do good work." So I think I speak for us all when I say, Gene, you'll be remembered for that and for so much more. Rest in peace, my friend.
Hackman was known for his tough guy roles, but Freeman said he was a kind and humble man. He said Hackman didn't want to be remembered for his fame, but for his good work. That was a really powerful moment. It's clear that Morgan Freeman and Gene Hackman were close. And you could feel the genuine sadness in Freeman's voice. Hackman might have been a tough guy on screen, but it sounds like he was a really good guy off screen too. And that's what makes his passing even more sad. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman. Envision a man who, through his own blood, helped save the lives of millions of babies. That's the story of James Harrison, an Australian man known as the man with the golden arm. For over 60 years, James donated his blood, which contained a rare antibody that saved countless newborns from a potentially deadly condition. His story is one of incredible generosity and a reminder that even the smallest act of kindness can have a huge impact on the world. James Harrison was a regular guy, but his blood was anything but ordinary. It contains cryptospecial antibody called Anti-D, which is crucial for protecting babies from a condition called Rh disease. This disease can occur when the mother's blood attacks her unborn baby's red blood cells, but thanks to James' blood, doctors could create a medicine that prevented this from happening. Over his lifetime, James donated enough blood to save the lives of more than 2 million babies. He was a true hero, a man who gave the gift of life over and over again. James Harrison may be gone, but his legacy lives on the millions of babies he helped bringing into the world. He showed us that even the simplest act of kindness, like donating blood, can have a profound impact. Rest in peace, James Harrison, the man with a golden arm. He will forever be remembered as a symbol of hope and generosity. You know how sometimes you really need a good friend to help you out? Well, imagine you're Ukraine and you're facing a really tough situation. Enter Belfast, Northern Ireland, and their amazing missile factory. They're like the best friend ever, sending over thousands of those special air defense missiles to help Ukraine defend itself. It's a big deal, worth over £1 billion, and it's going to create hundreds of new jobs in Belfast. Let's take a closer look.
Yesterday evening, the UK signed a £2.2 billion loan to provide more military aid to Ukraine, backed not by the British taxpayer, but by the profits from frozen Russian assets. And today I'm announcing a new deal, which allows Ukraine to use £1.6 billion of UK export finance to buy more than 5,000 air defence missiles, which will be made in Belfast, creating jobs in our brilliant defence sector. This will be vital for protecting critical infrastructure now and strengthening Ukraine in securing the peace when it comes. Because we have to learn from the mistakes of the past. We cannot accept a weak deal like Minsk, which Russia can breach with ease. Instead, any deal must be backed by strength. Every nation must contribute to that in the best way that it can, bringing different capabilities and support to the table, but all taking responsibility to act, all stepping up their own share of the burden.
The Thales Missile Factory in Belfast has just agreed to supply 5,000 air defense missiles to Ukraine. These are not your average fireworks. They're specifically designed to protect against attacks from the air. The deal is worth a whopping €1.6 billion, and it's going to mean 200 new jobs at the factory. These missiles are already being used by Ukraine forces, and this new order is going to make a big difference in the fight for freedom. This is a major commitment from the UK to support Ukraine, and it shows just how serious they're about in helping their friends in need. So there you have it. Belfast, Northern Ireland stepping up to help Ukraine defend itself. It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of conflict, there are people around the world willing to lend a hand. It's also a good example of how industry and technology can play a crucial role in helping people in need. Assuming you're a 6-year-old girl playing outside your home, suddenly you're gone, vanished, and for over a year nobody knows where you are. That's what happened to little Jocelyn in South Africa. Her mom, Kelly Smith, is now on trial accused of orchestrating her own daughter's disappearance. It's a story that got everyone talking, and we're going to break it down for you. Kelly Smith, along with her boyfriend Jacqueline Apolis and their friend Stefano Van Rins, are facing charges of human trafficking and kidnapping. The prosecution claims that Kelly Smith sold, delivered, or exchanged her daughter, Jocelyn, and lied about her disappearance. The search for Jocelyn was intense, but it eventually led investigators to suspect her own mother. The turning point came when Laurentia Lombard, a friend of Kelly Smith, decided to cooperate with the authorities and testify against her. Now, the court is trying to place together what happened to Jocelyn and why. This case is a heartbreaker. It's a reminder that even the people we love most can sometimes do terrible things. It's hard to imagine the pain that Jocelyn's family is going through. Hopefully, the truth will come out and justice will be served. Well, we will keep you updated on this case as it unfolds. Thank you for tuning in to Jambo News on Jambo Safari Media. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification button for more news updates on what's happening all around the world. Till next time, we're just a click away.